Video numero dos. So, I went to Canadian Tire. We had to buy something for the trailer anyway, and they had inverters on sale. So instead of paying $120 for a used inverter that I have to drive out the Kitchener for, I spent $180 on a 1,000 watt brand new inverter out of the box. Now, as you can see, it's already plugged in, set up. It's going to the refrigerator over there. It was just running. The fridge is now cold. We're down to 12.6 volts on here. The solar cells are still running. Yeah, the wiring's not pretty. I have to fix wiring. So those are the wires that went to the battery where it used to be on front of the trailer. Now they say when you're using inverters that you should have the inverter as close to the battery as possible. And this battery is an AGM battery, so there's no gassing of gaseous H2SO4 into the atmosphere because it's got sealed cells. So that can be underneath the bench here. And we got the solar charger over there. It's flashing slowly, which means that it's trickling, charging into the battery from the thing. The battery is separated from the inverter via a 40 amp switch right over there. And the main battery shut off right there. So the thing's all done and it's working. Now, my fear is that overnight, since there won't be any solar coming into the charging coming into the trailer, that the inverter running the refrigerator will not be able to run all night. That's a 100 amp hour battery. So there's the thing kicking in, and I'm going to build a noise baffling thing for that little box. Now it's not a zero clearance inverter, so you have to leave some space, but I got some of my foam and you know, so we know that the fridge is running right now because the thing just came back on and it's off again. So that's how long the fridge runs. And we went down to 12.2, it's going back up, 12.3, and it's gonna go up. Now, so yes, my fear is that with just one battery, we might not have enough power to run through the night on this inverter. So we might have to buy another battery, but we're gonna see how long it does last and how long it lasts on the solar, because the solar is pumping energy into it right now, and the inverter's taking energy out of it right now, and the lights are still on in the trailer right now. Like those 12 volt lights would run forever. It's just this inverter that I'm worried about. The wiring was pretty easy. Those are 4 gauge wires, I believe, and basically the negative went straight to the negative terminal here. The positive went over to my cutoff switch, my kill switch, and then it goes over to the fuse, the breaker, and then from the breaker it goes back to the battery. So I don't want the battery connected straight to the inverter just in case there's a short or something and there's no way of having it trip. So that's all done. That's all exactly as it's supposed to. Now, of course, I had this whole thing wired nicely, and with the separation, I put the wood in there before so you could have the wire protected. I'm gonna have to rebuild something else now, which is fine. In the end, it'll be fine. I'm you know, ruminating on that, what I'm gonna do. But in the end, it is done. We can go off grid now. I think I will save up. This battery was like 160 bucks. If you buy 2 of them, I think it'll be perfectly fine going overnight out in the wilderness, going off grid. And I'm going to leave the old leads here just in case we skip the inverter altogether and put the battery back out front to run the inside with just the 12 volt stuff, and just use a cooler, which is the other option going camping off grid. You just skip the inverter altogether, skip the fridge altogether, don't even bother with the fridge, and just live off grid with the cooler. But I like the idea of having a fridge working. Now, a really quick story. When I went to Canadian Tire today, because I looked it up online, and it says, oh, $189 are on sale, 1,000 watt inverter, on sale from 300, whatever it was. 250 to 280 is a deep discount. So 180, that's perfect. So I walk in there and there's this 1,000 watt inverter for $180. Right next to it was a 3,000 watt inverter for $190, which was also in deep discount from $299 or $399, whatever it was. So basically it's half off. And so I said, well, I'm going to pay the extra $10 to get the 3,000 watt inverter. The issue with the 3,000 watt inverter is the box looked like it was gone through a war zone. So I did not, because I don't care about the box. And I told the girl at the cash register, I said, like, this box is really, really banged up. And this is the only one that they had out there, and this is on deep discount. And I don't mind taking it because the box is beat up. But if it's not working, and I believe it might not be working, can I bring it back? She says, absolutely. So I brought it home, connected up, it's dead. That's 100% dead. It was used. There was no manual inside. There was no wires inside. I didn't care about any of that because I can just wire it up myself. There was a couple lock washers missing. So obviously it was used before, and somebody brought it back, and they just put it back in the shelf, which just annoyed me to whatever. So when I brought it back, saying this thing's dead 2 hours later, they said, well, we don't have any more in stock. I go, what? I wanted a 3,000 for the price I was going to pay for 1,000. So in the end, you can't, there's no free ride here. So it was a dead inverter at 3,000 watts. Would have been fantastic, but it'd probably be louder than this one is now. So I don't think we would have liked that in the end. But so I got my money back for the 3,000 and swapped it for this 1,000, and this 1,000 is working just fine. It is, I'm finding, a little loud. Now, when you put the trailer back together, first of all, so you can see you put the plywood on top, it's already quieter, right? And then you put this stuff on top. Now I'm planning on making a little foam box to put the inverter in it, so you can't hear it. But the other thing is, I remember, because this is just for the fridge now, and this thing is now back down to 12.3. The fridge, behind the fridge, there's a lot of space. And it'll probably have better air circulation back there. So if Grandma's here, so I'm gonna go talk to Grandma. But if I put the I'm gonna go check on dinner. So I won't talk anymore about this. I'm gonna talk about it after dinner. I'll talk to you guys later.